The situation in Washington, D.C. has reached a boiling point, and despite Donald Trump's heavy-handed response, the protests show no signs of slowing down. After weeks of escalating demonstrations, Trump made the controversial decision to deploy federal troops into the nation's capital, believing that a show of force would intimidate protesters and restore order. Instead, the move has only fueled the fire. Crowds of demonstrators continue to gather daily, chanting against Trump's policies, his leadership style, and what many see as an authoritarian attempt to silence dissent. Far from dispersing the movement, the military presence has been met with defiance as protesters bring signs, music, and massive marches directly in front of the White House. The protests are not limited to one issue. Though they began in response to Trump's harsh rhetoric and policies, they have grown into a broader movement against corruption, inequality, and abuses of power. Young people, activists, community leaders, and even former government officials have joined the crowds, determined to make their voices heard. Images of heavily armed federal forces facing off against peaceful protesters have circulated worldwide, sparking outrage and further undermining Trump's claims of law and order. Instead of weakening the protests, the crackdown has energized them, with new groups arriving daily to show solidarity. Trump, who has often used divisive language to portray protesters as thugs or radicals, is facing criticism even from moderates who argue that his tactics are escalating tensions instead of resolving them. Washington, D.C., a city that symbolizes freedom and democracy, has now become the stage for one of the most defiant protest movements in modern history. What Trump intended as a demonstration of strength is being interpreted as a desperate attempt to cling to control. As the days pass, the crowds are only growing larger and louder, proving that no amount of troops, curfews, or force can quiet the demand for change. Trump's gamble has backfired. Rather than stopping the protests, he has given them momentum. Washington, D.C. now stands as the epicenter of resistance, and the message from the people is clear: they will not be silenced.